it's your Hope Coach, Destiny Sprague with SacredCareService.com. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing great. And I wanted to get on and just give everybody an update on what's going on right now. So, as many of you know, we have moved from North Carolina to Texas. And it's been a long journey, for sure. And so when we got here to Texas, we had a retreat, my mother's retreat, and we went to that. So we were staying in the retreat area for 3 days. Friday, Saturday, and we left Sunday and got into an hotel. And the hotel that we got into has been harassing us. It's not a nice hotel. It's been very rough. Smells like marijuana, dog poop. I mean, it's really bad. And I just feel like God's telling me to go on to share this with you guys. Not that you'll feel bad for me, but just so that you guys can know and not get discouraged when things don't look the way you want them to look, but you've been called to do something. And this video is not going to be perfect because my phone is dying. I'm in the car and I'm just trying to get this to you guys because it's been a while since I made a video, and God's like, you just need to put this out there. So the reason why we moved from North Carolina to Texas, usually it's because something happens with James's job or things aren't working out in that area or this and that. But this time it wasn't because I was afraid. It wasn't because of this or that, or even the fact that I wanted to be around my parents, because my parents live in Texas. I was actually really comfortable, and I did not want to move to Texas. I wanted to stay where I was. I was very comfortable, living a comfortable life. My son's in school. I'm happy, and honestly, I didn't want to move. But we felt led that God was telling us to move from North Carolina to Texas. So we did. And we didn't have all the answers. We didn't know what was going to happen, but we knew that that God was going to provide and protect us and do what he needs to do. So here we are, and we're doing that, and we're getting harassed by the hotel people, which is a major trigger for me, because when I was homeless before, I had this happen to me. In 2019, I was homeless, and this is another testimony for another time. But in 2019, I was homeless. I was homeless in 3 different houses. 3 different houses I lived in, in 1 bedroom. My goodness, with my children. And the last time, I lived with a woman who just was very cruel to my children, my son in particular. Very cruel. They would withhold food from him, and just did things that were not okay to do to a child. And God delivered us from that situation. And I'm just learning that, the world really does not like kids. And it's just so sad. It's so sad. And God have mercy on those people. So basically, this is where we're at. We have 4 days left. And I want to document this for myself, because the testimony is going to be great. Usually the Destiny in the past would have been freaking out right now. She would have been afraid. She would have been questioning God. But I know that somebody out here is probably in the same situation as I am. And to the world, faith doesn't look right. It doesn't make sense. Because the world tells us that, you stay in that comfortable bubble, and that you wouldn't go out and step out in faith and leave your comfortability. You wouldn't leave your job. You wouldn't do these things to go live in a hotel or go live, stepping out in faith, because I mean, we don't know what's happening. We've prayed that God would open the doors that need to be open and close the doors that need to be closed. And my husband has applied to multiple jobs, and he hasn't had anything back yet, hasn't heard anything back yet. And I'm just like, okay, because this is an answered prayer. It's an answered prayer because I don't want to have what God doesn't have for me. So it's like, if that job is not meant for him, then that job's not meant for him. And that's okay. That's okay, because I don't want to have anything that's not from him. So we've got, like I said, I believe I said this anyways, we've got 4 days left in the hotel room before our time is up. And I know we can't stay there anymore because the people are harassing us every single, we really haven't been in the hotel very long, but every single day, like, we try not to spend a lot of time there because we're out looking for jobs, we're out searching for somewhere to live. And so when we are there, they're knocking on the door and like, hey, do you have animals in here and stuff like that? Your kids are making too much noise. And it's just, I just never seen a hotel treat people like this before. Like, it is not, I have never seen anything like this. And my patience has been tried, and the old me probably would have hit somebody. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The old me probably would have hit the manager, because that's the person I used to be. But praise God, he's delivered me from that. So guys, I'm telling you all this. It's very personal and it's uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable at all. My flesh isn't comfortable, but my spirit says that even though I can't see what's going on right now, I know that God has great plans for me. And I want you guys to believe that too. Don't be afraid to walk out in faith and do things that don't make sense to the world. I don't know what's going on right now. Some of the stuff doesn't make sense to me, but it doesn't have to make sense to me. I don't have to have all the answers, because I know that God brought me here, and that's all I have to do is trust him. So I'm going to continue to do things spiritually and physically, and show up for the next 4 days and every day until something happens, until something shifts, until some door opens that is from God. And I want to encourage you guys to keep knocking and to keep searching and keep walking out on faith. And even when things don't make sense to you, trust God's plan and don't give up and don't get discouraged and don't feel knocked down. Because if I've learned anything in the seasons that I've had nothing, because I've been in seasons where I have had almost nothing. I mean, not even a bed to lay my head on. I've learned that God still gave me everything that I needed, and that he still provided, and he still made a way for me. And this is why I just want my testimony to encourage someone out there to not be afraid when things don't make sense, because not everything's always going to make sense to you. So guys, I hope this gives you some encouragement. I hope this inspires you to keep walking and keep doing things that don't make sense, but God told you to do, because it will be rewarded, and it's in the direction that he has for you. Sometimes walking in his direction doesn't make sense to the world, and more than likely it's not going to make sense to the world, because the world is broken, and God is not broken, and we are safe with him. So I know that even though I can't see what's going to happen in the next 4 days, I can tell you this: God's going to provide for me and my family. He's going to protect my family. He's going to do everything that he told me he was going to do.